Joey, welcome back to town, buddy.
Man, good to see you. Great to be here.
You move around a lot. Like, I don't know your schedule. Sometimes you'll pop in town. Appreciate you calling yesterday, but always love having you in town.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been doing too much travel besides Clean Power was good. And and just good to be back. I needed to come in here and do a little bit of work. So made sure I called you. And I've been trying to get more time at home. I've been trying to balance a little bit better and slow my travel down just a little bit.
Good for you.
I have a good team, so I don't need to be here as much. They do great. They do a great job. So
let's hear the update on ETI then. You got 2 locations you're running.
Yeah, Fort Worth, Texas, and then here in Tehachapi, just a huge renewable presence here, so we have to be here. Yeah. That's one of the things that gets brought to our attention a lot is they like being able to get goods right now to go to work, and especially in emergency situations, right? They can give us a call and we'll support them with something. So
you bailed us out 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
But you would be surprised how many companies call. They're like, "Hey, you have it on the shelf. Can we come and get it?" And most of the time we do. We're pretty good about it.
I believe it. It's not the kind of stuff that's sitting at Home Depot or Tractor Supply or Walmart. So I believe it. Yeah, it's. So we can talk about that. It was my son who kicked off a DC Health job, and the client, it was like a Monday, a text, and you start this week. I'm like, like a quote and a PO this week, and all these people, and so we did it. We started on a Thursday, and I had to contract my own son over because we couldn't get Altair's foreman in 2 days.
Right.
And just a huge project to get your head wrapped around and a big crew. And it was Wednesday night, 5 p.m. He goes, "I think I'm ready." I said, "Did you get the tools you need and all the PPE?" And he went, "Oh." And I was like, "Here's Spencer's phone number. You better call him and tell him you're in a pickle."
Yeah. It's surprising.
And he did. He bailed him out.
It's surprising how many times that phone rings and somebody has an emergency job somewhere, and we have to go. We have to show up, right? Because we want our customers to be able to show up. And so I teach my salesmen the same thing. Like if our customers are going to be successful, we have to show up just like they do. We have to get them what they need and then make sure they can perform in the job that they're going to do. I've driven tools all the way to past Fresno on a Saturday morning. And then I was the third man. So I was the third man on the job for the rest of the day. And it was kind of funny because the owner of the project's like, "I can't believe your tool guy stayed and was working on my inverter."
Tools and tech support.
So we brought a full toolkit up there for him to go to work, and I just stayed there all day and helped him do it. It was pretty good day. So
it is. That's probably my favorite thing about ETI. It's the technical knowledge that, you personally have, Spencer has, and I'm sure you guys are teaching others. But to be able to call somebody and talk about the tool, talk about the job, and, on the specialty things.
Yeah, and just take a look.
It really helps.
I mean, if we can make sure that somebody's not spending more money than they need to and they can still get the job done, super important, right? If we can give them some direction, maybe for some other cost savings or some product that they're going to need so they're not in a jam, because the downtime is more expensive than the tools, right? I mean, right? Your history says if you got a crane on hook on the project and you need something to finish that job up, that crane's way more expensive than the tools that you brought to that job.
Every time.
So it pays to have extra. It pays to be able to get yourself out of a jam and not be stuck. And we try really hard to bring that knowledge of what you're going to need in the field to get yourself out of that jam, right? Have all the tools you need, be able to show up and look good for your customer. I mean, that's super important, right? If you show up with everything you need and you're not having to go back to their office and say, "Oh, I forgot my thing," you know what I mean? We don't want our customers to have to do that if we can help them avoid it. So, yeah, we want them to look good when they go out there. So.
Right. And if you're helping in that way, that's different from just somebody going on and, clicking boxes on the website.
Yeah.
If you can call, here's a specialty thing. I don't know how to find it. You're talking to an expert, is what I'm saying. You have the time.
Yeah, I don't know if I would consider us experts, but we try to stay involved in what's going on. We try to stay involved in the technology. We try to stay involved in trend with different power production, what they're using. I mean, I read service and repair documents when they're sent to me, so I understand what the guys are getting ready to do as we start to build a toolkit for them.
If you don't call yourself experts about tools because you know the technology, I don't know what an expert is.
I don't know. I think, yeah, maybe. I just don't. I don't.
You gotta introduce me to one of these experts then.
I don't lead with it. I guess that's just my nature, but I don't lead with it. I think there's technicians out there that are far smarter than I am with any of that technology. But if I can marry my experience to what they're getting ready to do in the field on the tool side and support them, then I think we're winning. Right? They're winning. We're winning. It's working.
Right.
Yeah.
But those guys aren't selling the tools.
They're not.
No.
We are.
That's right.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And how big's the team now?
There's 7 of us now. Six
wow.
and a contractor.
Okay.
And maybe another salesman coming soon.
Nice.
Or-
That's up quite a bit since last time we talked.
Yeah, I mean, the operation is just growing to a point where you have to put the right people in the right place to make things work.
Mm-hmm.
It's really been a fight this year to get operational pieces in place, to understand the volume that you're selling, look at your trends, know how much to keep in stock, when to reorder, things like that. So we're working on a lot of good things there.
Congrats. Well, how many people are running sales?
Three running sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then fulfillment.
And then warehouse purchasing and accounting.
Yeah. No, that's a good business model where you can kind of split that ITO to OTR. You got the front of the house, the back of the house. It's almost, you probably keep it fairly level.
We try to. We think that's a good number. I could see, by the end of the year, maybe having to have another support person in a warehouse moving product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when we have the ability to allow these guys to get on and start purchasing automated for stuff they need, for like toolkit replenishment, things like that. Then we'll have to maybe bring some other staff in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The replenishment piece, some automation, it would probably add some ease.
Yeah.
Add some ease.
And we're working hard on that in the background.
Sure.
I mean, there's a full team and some contractors working on that in the background, so it works right.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's the advantage to the Fort Worth location then? You've shared the Tehachapi location, but
So what we learned in our first 3 or 4 years was that a lot of the equipment that we were moving, upwards of 40 to 50%, were moving through like the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Iowa. And so we took the U.S. as a whole, because a lot of goods were moving to South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, for different power generation, solar, battery, things like that. We wanted to try and make it really cost effective for our customers. Not only cost effective, but time, right? The time was a big deal. So shipping from the West Coast all the way to South Carolina is like a 5-day trek. Mm-hmm. But from Texas, it could be a 3-day, sometimes even 2.5, depending on what's going on, without the customer having to pay for rush shipping. Right. So we can use ground, FedEx or UPS, and we can make it from Texas to North Carolina in about a 3-day shipment.
okay.
And it's a third of the cost or less, right?
Shipping logistics.
So, shipping logistics. The other thing is the goods come in there. So it's 2 big hubs for UPS and FedEx, and lots of the manufacturing's happen around DFW.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Okay. And you and your family have been living in the DFW area how many years now?
We're on 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
How you liking it?
We like it. I mean, it's a good place. Good place to raise a family.
Everyone's a Texan now?
Great schools, great sports and things like that. Good activities for the family. We like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah? They're all Texans?
Yeah,
Embraced it?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to, right? Yeah, you don't have a choice, really.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still miss the West Coast. I'm still partial. So I love these mountains and this community.
I don't think I can get away from it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to leave.
I might like leaving for short bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it here.
Pretty good.
It, especially, and we were talking, when you get this workaholic issue that, I have, and you may.
I
Won't speak
do.
for
I'm
you.
guilty, man. So guilty.
But one thing I love is, just a couple weekends ago, I woke up on a Saturday just needing a big reset. And I think I told you, I drove up to the Eastern Sierras, packed my bag, hiked up to the top of the mountains, slept up there, went fishing, hiked back out the next day.
Yeah.
And the other thing I do is I kind of like Morro Bay, but hit a spot on the coast. A lot of people do Pismo. I like Morro Bay. It's just a whole new world in those two spots. And it's like 2-3 out, 3
It's
hours,
close.
nothing.
The weather's a little bit different. It's going to be cooler than here.
Mm-hmm.
Good food, good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I
an
love it there.
easy reset.
I love that whole stretch from San Luis to Cayucas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time there as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eastern Sierras. I mean, I shared my photos with you. I love hiking the Eastern Sierras. So, yeah, it's on my list again this year.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. I should tell you, so since we're going to share some workaholic stories, the backpacking thing, I'm putting more into my life. The goal is once a month. I haven't quite told my wife yet. I'm wanting once a month.
You better.
She's going to find out pretty soon. But, just weekend trips, right?
Yeah.
No time off, just weekend trips. And she's going to come with me. We're going to go this weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're going to chase, and then we have one planned in August. So we have a I call it low elevation. It's like Tehachapi, about a mile high-ish this weekend. And then in August, we're going to get up above 11, close to 12,000 foot and chasing golden trout. So I always got to have a goal. I don't know about you.
I want to go up there and go fish. I
can't.
have a hard time even talking about it. I'll be jealous. So if I could get on that August trip, I'd jump on it. But
yeah, people hike to hikes. A lot of people just hike to hike. I can't. I have to have a plan. So chasing a specific trout species is the motivation to strap that 50 pounds on my back and go walk miles. And
I like the challenge of it. It's a big elevation gains depending on where you're at. You're packing stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a little bit of survival mode because you only got what you brought up there.
That's it.
And I love going to fish up there and the scenery. I mean, there's a lot of piece to it. So
yeah, I
always bring a book and my fishing pole and get some time to just relax.
So the last time I didn't plan very well at all. I forgot a book that bothered me a lot. I forgot flashlights. I didn't have a light. That's funny. I forgot stuff. I still had a great time.
Did you build a checklist this time?
It rained on me 3 times.
No way.
Yeah. Thunderstorm at the top. Luckily, I bring, survival gear, so not a big deal. But
that's good.
Yeah. Now you're right. Checklist. So I keep it out and I stare at it for days and I think through. And then it goes in the bag.
Yep. And strategic when it goes in the bag.
Strategic. Yeah. Yes.
It's good.
And then always some new tchotchke that weighs, half a pound less or something to save you. Well, what kind of stuff have you been doing or do you like?
I've been doing baseball. I mean, our kids are doing sports. So I've got 2 cheerleaders, pretty high level, and we go watch them all the time. A lot of practice. And then my son just finished up his travel ball season, and that was pretty good. Good to watch him get on the field again. He had a couple of injuries, so it took him out of the game for a while. So, yeah.
Those are fun years. I remember those years with my kids.
Yeah.
All the weekend sports, evening
practices. I love watching them. I mean,
did too.
I enjoy watching him play baseball. I enjoy being at the game, watching all those kids, and we've had a good season.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Altair Energy Services, and their highly trained, expert technical staff, leveraging decades of renewable power management experience into customized solutions for everyone to meet their energy goals and contribute to a better future for all. Altair's team of hardworking, respected experts are providing full-scope, turnkey repairs, planned and unplanned maintenance, system upgrades, fully autonomous technical crews, supplemental staffing, and customized dynamic scheduling to fit your power production needs. Contact Altair at info@altairenergyservices.com and learn more about their wide range of capabilities across multiple power technologies and platforms.
What have you been seeing? Any new trends in the industry, either for renewables, for tools, maybe? I don't know. What do you see?
I mean, I see just everybody's busy. I mean, we're our phones are ringing like crazy for jobs that are coming through. And new technology. I see blades moving down the freeway all the time, so I know turbines are going in. It just seems like the industry's pretty steady right now, in all forms of generation: battery, solar, wind, and I think that's going to keep up through maybe 27. So that'll be good. Be good for us.
Have you seen it busy all year?
It's been consistent all year for us.
Okay, for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, congrats.
At least in what we're doing with contractors that we're working with and owners that we're working with, it's been pretty steady.
Okay. Yeah, no, congrats. I wouldn't say the same thing from my point of view. The Q1, 2 seemed rocky. Uncertainty with the change in federal administration, I believe, is what brought about, it was a little bit of a pause and wait and see, and what were the changes, and, then we get some new federal regulation. Not great for renewables, but what I did like about it is it's a decision, right? So we had indecision, now we have decision, so we can, plan around it. And right, I think it calls for an end at the end of 2027. You're right. You and I have seen these 2-year cycles our whole career.
Yep. I remember having a big team, and then within, I don't know, 12 months, it was down to nothing, just 5 or 6 guys left. And then a couple of years later, it started ramping back up pretty steady. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. It seemed like a lot of 2-year bills. There might have been a couple of 4-year slots in there. So then it's busy for a couple years, and then it stops for a moment, and then it goes on again.
Yeah, and I'm sure it takes the developers a lot of navigation between renewable tax credit and investment tax credit, and how they can use those to keep building projects. Yeah.
And there's always an answer to the mathematical financial equation, right?
Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way, so to speak. Yeah. But you're right, with the timetable on it, then it brings up, reality. So now you're moving material, logistics, breaking ground, meeting these milestones.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what people don't realize is that it takes a ton to develop a project. And I mean a tremendous amount of time and engineering. And then you got to navigate the logistics of a bill that you're trying to utilize to build your project. And then you got to make sure that you have equipment ready to go on the ground and contractors that have enough time in their scope. And you got to figure out how to put all that together. And that's a pretty tough puzzle to put together. If everybody's ordering turbines trying to meet a deadline at 27, are there going to be any available, right? Mm-hmm. And can you get your order in? That's going to be a tough navigation.
Mm-hmm. Add to it the OEMs. So if you want whatever your renewable turbine is, right, or your generation plant, that OEM has to ramp up their manufacturing. You're hitting countless vendors behind them,
behind the scene.
Material to be processed. So you have this, downstream effect in the procurement sourcing side of the business that also has a huge lift.
And I'm sure they probably use some similar things to what we do in terms of forecasting, right? Somebody puts a deposit down, or they have completed the documentation of intent, and they're working on ordering, say 50 machines, right? They know that ahead of time. It's, can they deal with all of that volume for everybody that's doing that and have it done in time and get it delivered in time and get it stood up in time? And that's going to be most of these guys have done it before, though, so they know how to do it.
But you back it all the way down to, do we have the iron?
Right.
It goes all the way back to, raw material is what I say.
And I'm sure the tariff's going to play a part in it. It's playing a part in what we do every day. The tariff's been a juggle for us from the beginning of the year.
What have you gone through with it?
I mean, just, price increases across all lines coming from out of the country, the, good quality German tools that everybody likes to use. That's changing all the time. Some things not available because tariffs, and they don't want to ship in. We've just been navigating a lot of that this year.
Have the prices hit? And then we saw, a stay on tariffs. I think there was a 30-day and then a 90-day. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but about a 90-day.
Yeah, there's been a
pause, so then your price come back down, try and move material.
It's just been a couple of bumps along the way, and we've worked really hard to just absorb it. And some of the manufacturers are doing a great job. They're trying to absorb it too. So we're working together with them, and really trying to hold that pricing for our customers, right? We already have a relationship. We're already doing something for them. We want what we do to be very budgetable for them, right? We want them to rely on it. So we've been trying to help kind of meet in the middle with the manufacturer to hold that pricing for them. We're starting to be forced to have some bumps. So the whole, once inventory across the board gets low and people are having to import product again, then prices will start coming back up.
Interesting. You're trying to hold flat on price, even though the federal government caused a spike.
Yeah, essentially.
That sounds like a heavy lift.
I mean, you can and you can't, right? Some products you can, some you can't.
Yeah.
Some you got your hand forced, but
right.
We work hard to do that. We don't want that. It's just a little bit of a surprise for us, but we get to communicate with the manufacturers about it, and we feel like we do pretty good to communicate with the customer about it. But we try really hard to hold our pricing so that it's reasonable for them. They don't have a shock.
Right. Well, good for you. Hopefully there's some more level loading of the plans with tariffs so that, you guys can plan accordingly.
There's some other things coming down the pipeline that I think are going to be really helpful for U.S. companies that are selling retail products. We'll wait and see what happens there, but some changes in the works that we think are going to be good for everybody.
What would you hope for? Manufacturing in this country then? I mean, that seems to be what that seems to be the catalyst behind the tariff. Can we move manufacturing and move more jobs here?
Yeah, I think we're going to pick up on manufacturing for sure, right? A lot of those manufacturers of tools are going to continue to come from Japan and Germany and places like that, Spain. I don't see that making a big shift. I think the price is going to increase on some of those items. I think what's going to be really beneficial if you're in retail business is that the person that can start a website in China, Taiwan, and do a small order into the U.S. via whoever's got the biggest store online, and not have to navigate the duties and tariffs for that product, it's going to benefit us, right? They're going to, hopefully they're going to change some regulation there that make it more difficult on somebody from out of the country to sell online in the country without having to pay that price.
Oh, you're saying there could be some relief for U.S.-based companies that are selling.
Yep.
To move the product in.
Yeah. So like right now, and I don't have all of the details on it. So
yeah, fair.
It's not factual, but
no, we're not here giving federal regulation advice.
That's right.
If anybody
that's
wondering about that.
It's our understanding that somebody manufacturing, let's just say they're manufacturing product in Korea, they can start a website there and do a small transaction into the U.S. via their website sale, and they don't have to pay like somebody bringing a shipload of that product in the country would have to pay. So they're exempt from paying some duties on that product, which make it a lot cheaper for them to sell it online than a U.S. person to sell it online. So it's cheaper for them just to sell it direct from the factory than I can buy it and sell it here as a distributor.
Interesting.
So I think there's some small changes that are getting ready to come to that side of importing that are going to be pretty good for everybody.
If that's the case, I think I'm not understanding the tariff play.
Yeah.
From the federal government.
It's good.
Because I always thought the goal was more U.S. jobs.
It is more U.S. jobs, but there's just other regulatory pieces around that are changing kind of behind the scenes. And that one doesn't have to do with jobs, but it has to do with having a U.S. competitive market.
Okay.
So there's some other regulations that are going to make it a little more competitive for us to do business here.
Interesting.
Versus somebody somewhere else doing business into here over the top of us, right? Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Whew. What? Okay. So industry trends conversation has been a lot about our federal government so far, and I'm glad you guys haven't, seen too many hiccups from it. I feel like we have, but no, it's very busy, very stable right now, and we have decisions. So path forward is clear.
I mean, I think there's uncertainty. I think that's why if there was a lull in the industries, right, battery, solar, wind, and especially on the development investment side, I think tariffs played a little role in that. Just the uncertainty of the market, what was going to happen. You know, if you didn't receive the goods that you had ordered before that and they were coming in after, were you going to be burdened by the increase in price? Does it make your project viable? Yeah, I'm sure there was some stuff going on there.
Okay. What else you seeing? Anything, I don't know, anything pushing new technology or trends just with tools?
I think what surprised me the most, my history's in wind energy.
Yeah.
Right? And I love turbines. And, I get to go project to project sometimes and go visit with folks. And the size of turbines that are being installed on land is just incredible.
What have you been seeing lately?
I think there's a 6 megawatt project, 6 megawatt turbines running somewhere in Wyoming and something similar maybe in Texas.
GE turbine.
Yeah. Big turbine.
Yeah. I don't know if they rebranded it. When I was there, it was called a Cypress.
Yeah.
Is it still the same?
I think it is.
I didn't know if it got rebranded, but yeah, Cypress, Wyoming, and then New Mexico.
And New Mexico. So I've been by a couple of those projects to check them out. It's a big turbine.
Massive.
I'd love to get inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what it's all about.
I was in one on the ground in the Germany manufacturing facility.
Okay.
So it was on the ground. I can make that climb.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. I may have got myself lined up for an offshore project tour.
Okay.
To go out and see some turbines on the boat. So
That would be fun.
Yeah,
I've never been on an offshore turbine. On offshore? Yeah. No, I've never been to one.
I don't know that I'd
would
go
be
up the
cool.
machine, but I would be excited just to be able to go out to the project and take a look.
Right.
Those are big machines, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we finally, we've been doing a lot of land-based tooling for all the manufacturers, right? And that seems to be going well, but I've really wanted to get into doing some offshore, supporting some offshore. So we finally did our first offshore set of toolkits for some projects. So
Very
that
cool.
was pretty cool.
Very cool.
It was a neat timeline though. The guy, he's like, hey, you got to have it right here on this date because the guys leave on this date and they're going to be on a ship.
Once the ship sails.
Yeah,
The ship
and that's
sails.
the ship sails, and that's kind of how it was put to us. Like, hey, you got to meet this timeline. Can you do it? Yeah, we can do it. No, we don't put
Oh
on
my
park.
goodness. I think that's neat. And how do they tool up? Some redundancies. I would think redundancies in kits because the ship sailed.
Yeah, simple.
Better have what you need.
The job scope was pretty simple, so they have enough stuff in that, and the list was designed by them. So we don't try, if the list is designed by the OEM, we're not really trying to tell them how to do their job.
Yeah.
So after looking at it, it was a robust kit, simple but robust. They get a lot done with it.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing if your torque tool breaks and you got to climb down and get another one, or you got to wait a day to have it shipped. But if you're out in the ocean and your torque tool breaks,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, good.
That ship
we
sailed.
weren't dealing with torque, so that's good.
Pick a tool. Right?
Yeah, simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're out there, right? It's like being in the backwoods. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
That's right. That's right. You didn't bring a flashlight, you're going to find one here.
It's going to be dark.
It's going to be dark. That's right.
And
no
I'm sure-
fires allowed.
I'm sure it's the same there, but I mean, we work that way as technicians in the field. I tried to bring everything I knew I was going to need, and maybe some extra. Right? You got to bring an extra 10 mil. Right?
That's right.
If not, you're going to
Always.
bring an adjustable metric because you're going to figure out how to get it done.
I'd like to take this time to thank another one of our wonderful sponsors, Podge Engineering. Podge Engineering, making wind and solar all we know it can be. Are your renewable energy assets underperforming or not performing at all? Did you expect many years of longevity and they're failing on you now? Podge LLC offers many customized, engineered products and solutions to get these assets back on track. Podge Engineering also performs root cause analysis, engineering services, procurement, and construction. Visit podge.org. That's PADGE.org. Remember Podge, making wind and solar all we know it can be.
Metric. That's right. Yeah, we were just talking about toolkitting last week. Oh, with Braden, we go through a lot of this, different toolkits for different jobs, and it seems like it's, I don't know about always changing, right? If you have your standard, but then you have to make sub kits for specific tasks, and they got to go to the right part of the turbine, and there's this never-ending chasing of the correct toolkit for the correct time, the right place. It's a science for sure.
Yeah, and we do a lot very specific solar, battery, wind by manufacturer. There's some nuances there. I just did one that's going to be used for all three. So we just did one, and I took a look at a lot of different avenues, a lot of different pieces that go into each one of those, and looked at all the common things that they need, and we built a really great kit for a customer that they have projects going in all three, and they want their techs to be versatile.
Wind, solar, battery?
Wind, solar, battery. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we work in all three. We go with a standard kit and then specialty tools based on the task.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a lot of stuff to haul around.
Yeah, we simplified it. I mean, it really didn't seem much bigger than any other toolkit that we're doing.
Okay.
It just, you had additional insulated products in there. You maybe had a meter that was rated for solar battery, but it could be used on wind. So
Right.
you just level up a couple of those things in there to make it work.
Yeah. Solar battery, I was amazed in the meter ratings,
Yeah.
much higher voltage, much higher energy. So then all the insulated tools, the safety criteria,
Yeah.
much more stringent. PPE changes quite a bit.
It changes a little bit. Yeah, I mean, depending on what you're doing in wind, you still need similar PPE, but not for everyday, typically not for everyday tasks, but
Yeah.
it's still, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's too hard to work across those three industries as a technician. I think it's all fairly similar.
Oh, yes. For the technician?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
But the safety rules change depending on the voltage and energy, and stored energy. Of course, you're going to have some differences there. But I think, you're a good technician. You know how to troubleshoot. You should be able to work across all three pretty efficiently.
I was just thinking about the toolkits for a minute, but yeah, for the technician, no, this has been part of Altair's foundation and fundamentals, was being able to work in all three spaces. And for the most part, yeah, the folks really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Learning something new, expanding your own expertise.
Yeah, you're not stuck greasing all day.
And if you're great in a particular area of a wind turbine, we've thought through where you're going to flatten a learning curve going into solar battery, and then some of the vice versa. So, there's a strategic way to move people into there where their learning curve's flat. They learn fast. They have job satisfaction right away instead of struggling to learn because everything looks so foreign. Yeah. So the correct entry point as you move around is what we think is key to it. But no, it's not hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's not bad. And yes, the people love it.
Yeah, learning something new is always a good driver, right? I think when you're a technician, you like learning things new. I did.
I still do.
I loved going to see a new technology and doing troubleshooting something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I still do. Yeah. I've still been writing some procedures on the side, and when the manuals come across, I still read them.
I still dig in.
A new job task that I wasn't familiar with, or a turbine that or a turbine type I didn't know. Yeah, I sit down and I read it. Yeah. I enjoy that.
Yeah, I just went through some generator rework procedures the other day, and part of that was tool development, of course, but understanding what they were going to be asked to do with that tooling was important, so that we could make some changes and maybe make it a little more user friendly. So,
yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, those are good. Those are good trends. The toolkits to cross them offshore, and okay. Maybe we should talk history some more. The turbines are getting huge on land. Yeah. They have been offshore for a while. What do you think about it?
I think that it takes less machines to put out the same energy, but it's going to be hard to keep a good availability number if you lose a machine, right?
Really hurts when they
Yeah.
stop running.
If you only need 10, right? 6 megawatt machines at 60 megawatts. I mean,
As long as all 10 are running.
as long as all 10 are running, you lose one, your availability is going to suffer pretty quick. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm curious what goes into the maintenance on them. Like, does it go from 16 hour to 24? Right?
Oh, and how long to do the maintenance?
Is there more work that's involved in that maintenance of a bigger machine, or does it get simpler with that technology growth?
Ooh, I don't know if I am the expert to answer that question, but
Somebody can chime in, help us.
yeah, let's put that out there. I do remember working supporting the maintenance manual creation for that turbine we were talking about
Really?
at my last job, and I don't think it was simpler.
Really?
I don't think so. But maybe it was because we were looking at it from, it's the first time creation of it, right? And our engineer, the company's engineers gave the specs on here's what needs to be done, when and how, and then other folks compile it into, the manual, and then it's go create the fastest, leanest process to complete the task.
Did they
I don't
utilize
think
it as-
I saw it completed before I left, though.
Did they utilize it as cell on the ground to do a run through?
Boy, I don't know if I want to get into the process for how some of those are made.
Yeah.
But yes,
I mean,
because
I would, right?
the component owners, right? Your the component owners and the engineers that design it. Yes, they get to do that on the ground and create it and walk through it. Doesn't matter. You still need to wait until it's up in the air, till it's operational, and that's your real first piece testing.
You start revising at that point.
Yes, that's when you have to go, okay, now we got to go and put it into the field, right?
Yeah.
So when it's on the ground, it's still, I call it lab work,
Yeah.
right? You got to wait till it's out into the field. So yes, it happens, but you know the difference between working on something on the bench versus in the field. There's just other variables that have to come into.
I've always wondered how much engineering goes into it. I would always engineer my stuff, but I did it myself. So I would like process engineer what I was getting ready to do. So if I was getting ready to tear into a gearbox, or let's say I had 50 of them to do, I used my first one as a trial and took a bunch of notes on it. But the next one got refined and my tools got put in different bags because of the usage time when they were needed. And as we went, this one may have been a 16-hour project, this one 12. But as we, got to turbine 25, we were down to 7 hours, 6 hours, depending. And the tools actually came up in different times as well. So we weren't all clogged up with everything inside the machine. Then each person had their role. So I did this part. My support did this part. I would step back in, give him a break, and do the next piece. Mm-hmm. And we actually would kind of, I guess you would call it choreograph a little bit of how that would work so we could get really efficient at it.
Yep.
Right. We wanted to be fast and have quality and expertise involved in what we were doing. And I did that a lot of different projects with a manufacturer where I took a look at the full scope of work and actually in some cases rewrote the scope because we could make it much more efficient. Yeah.
I love how you said that. And that's the beautiful part about having the different types of engineers and the engineering focus between teams. I love that part. You have your component design engineers, right?
Yeah.
And here's how it's designed, and here's the thresholds and the specs and what it's supposed to do. And if these things go wrong, then here's how you fix it. Here's the maintenance that needs to be done so it continues to operate the way it's designed. And then it's given off to field engineers, if I just use that generic term.
Yeah.
As you were explaining what you did, would have been the field engineering. Okay, let's go find the safest, highest quality, most efficient way to complete these tasks.
Yeah.
That's the field engineering. So those two departments in general working together, that's the beautiful part about it, right? Because nobody is going to be that expert that can go and design it and have it operate the way it needs to do and design the maintenance and execute the maintenance and then execute the repair. Maybe there's a life extension later and a repower. I mean, just think through the whole life cycle of power generation. No one human can do it, right? You have to have these different engineering types that work together in order for the movie to get aired.
It takes some brain power. I mean, we used to get the documents and go through them and then go do a run through. And over time, you could find a lot of inefficiencies in the way maybe somebody else was doing it versus how you figured out how to do it. The good thing, if we go back in our career, is I had a direct line to R&D. So as a technician or a lead technician in heavy repair, right, one of my roles was to do retrofitting in North America and teach people how to retrofit. And then when new technology would come in, I would actually go do the first run through on a repair. So I would go take the bearings out of a 1 megawatt gearbox for the first time in North America, right? And would develop the tooling to do it. So I'd bring a ton of tools based off my experience with other platforms.
Sure.
And then go draw them out and measure it and cut and do all the things I needed to do to make the tooling work. The first job could take you 3 or 4 days, depending on the machinist timeline, right? But I enjoyed doing that, and then taking notes on the procedure and bringing that into R&D for drafting. And that was a blast.
It really hasn't changed. It's just bigger.
It's just bigger.
So yes, there are the specialty engineering teams that work with the design folks to go put that together, just as you were saying. But then they hand it off to the folks that are going to execute that work year round, right? Yeah. Train them, put it in their hands. So there's just sort of an extra team, an extra step. No one team can do it all anymore.
No, it's just
there's so much volume. Big, yeah. But yes, it still happens almost the way you were explaining it. And then you use the word choreograph, the maintenance. Yeah. I love that. Ross uses it. He goes, "It's a dance."
It is a little bit of a dance, depending on who's doing it.
Yeah, you got to learn. You got to learn the steps, and you and your partner, you got to flow. Who's doing what and when, and you can't get out of sight. Can't get out of sync in order for this to be the most efficient way. So, like you said, choreographed. He says dance, and then
I used to study the data on it. So I would take 200 machines and, you'd have 6 3-man teams or 8 3-man teams. And, I could download the rough data on how long the maintenance took. And I could line that up and see who's doing it efficiently and who's not.
For sure.
And then go into training. I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys? This one took you 5 hours longer. Was there an issue? And then talk through it. And in some cases, you find out the team doesn't work well together. So you got to move Jim and Todd. And next thing you know, you got a couple better teams working there because the guys get along better. There's a lot.
Can't be personality mixes.
Can't be personality. Yeah.
Yep. I've done these exercises too, right? Yep. 2 teams, equally experienced, equal amount of time, experts. Why is this one always just a touch faster or something? Yep. And it could be personalities. The ones that I always chuckle at, or it's something like, well, you see, Billy's 6'5", so he grabbed the top.
Yeah.
And Tommy's 5'10", so he gets the bottom.
He gets the bottom.
Well, over here, we don't have anybody that's 6'5" on this team, so he's got to bring the stool over, and place it here, so no one can work on the bottom because the stool's in the way.
The stool's in the
right?
way, yeah.
So you have these funny other kind of variables that pop out once in a while.
And a lot of times, if you're with the same people, you get to know them. You get to know what their strengths are, right? So you put people in position that they're strong in, and you put yourself in the positions you're strong in. Right. As a leader, you gotta understand how to do that, given the personalities of the people. But I found that if you can put the right team together and everybody understands their role and they understand what the goal is, that they can get very efficient if they work together.
Yeah, focus on the strengths.
Yep, focus on the strengths. Yep.
That's a good one. The other thing about the choreography or the dance that I always challenge, and this is just that lean thing, is if it doesn't improve every year, it's deteriorating. Yeah. Like you need somebody else to come along and go, hey, I got a better way. Yeah. Yes. And if you don't, go find the better way.
And you can't be closed-minded about it, right?
No.
Sometimes you get a guy, he's done it the same way for 10 years, and I'm only going to do it this way. But you could have a young guy in there that sees it a little bit different. He has a little bit different vision of it. I've struggled with that in my past in a number of different areas. But if I slow down and think about it, somebody's just got a different approach to it that may be much better than what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's tough to be open-minded like that and be able to take that change for some guys.
I teach this to, new managers or folks that have the ambition, right? And what I say is when you get your manager position, if there was never a job before, you can't look bad
Right.
if it's a
Yeah.
brand new opening.
Yeah.
If you're replacing somebody that was a great manager and it's your first time, this is the worst spot you can find yourself in.
Yeah. Especially if
Because
they were good.
you're following somebody that's great.
Yeah.
Right. But outside of those two extremes, and those are extremes, typically it's, progression, succession, things like that. You want to go into the job and find a new way. And then when you leave the job, you want somebody to come behind you and find a better way as well.
And improve it. Yeah.
And improve it. And don't be upset with that.
think-
Because remember, you entered to try.
Yeah, and I think
do
it's a
better,
compliment if you look at it right. It could be a compliment that somebody was able to come in and see where maybe you weren't doing that right, and they're able to pick it up and even do it better. Right. A lot of guys take that personal, but I don't know. I think there's always a good learning experience from it. Right?
Yeah, don't take it personal. No, everything has to improve. It's just the way life goes. And if it's not, it's getting worse.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the process is not improving, it's deteriorating.
In today's fast-paced industry, having the right tools isn't just an advantage, it's essential. That's where ETI Energy Tools comes in. With over 75 years of industry experience, they deliver strategic procurement solutions that enhance safety, efficiency, and cost savings. ETI provides industrial tools, safety gear, test and measurement equipment, and heavy repair solutions, all backed by a vast network of manufacturers. Whether it's tool kitting, PPE standardization, or high voltage tooling, ETI saves companies time and money while ensuring they have the right tools for the job. Contact ETI at etienergytools.com to learn more and gear up for success.
I learn from my team all the time. That's one of the things that I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hard. I'm probably hard to work for, but I'm I have high expectations of what I know I can do, and I have high expectations of my team, and sometimes I put my foot down and I'll be in the wrong and have to own it, have to apologize, right? But being able to do that is important, and I got to reflect on that all the time. Say, yeah, that was a way better way. I should have done that 6 months ago. I don't know why I was wasting my time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But I think it goes for anything. Especially in these industries and with the amount of work that's going on, but in life in general.
Of course. No, I think a lot of things still I don't have the answer to. It's a 2-year-old company, so that's
You're learning.
I think two things. One is at this point now I'm sort of being pushed into whatever the company needs,
Right.
and I just need to show up and deliver and do my
That's
job.
right. That's right.
And then when I don't know the answer, I just say I don't know. Let's talk it through. What does everybody else know? Can we put a plan together?
Yeah, and you need
Combined, I bet we know enough to find the solution.
you need some outside input. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's good. What's it like? How old is ETI? You guys.
6 years. Over 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're still growing and scaling.
Yeah, we are slow.
What's that like? Some of the challenges.
They're just challenges, right? Scaling for us is just transaction volume, right? Transaction count per month plays a huge role, and the amount of equipment involved in a transaction. How do you deal with that when it goes from 50 to 100 to 150, right? And how many people have to be involved in trying to make that happen in a 30-day period? So there's a lot of learning there.
Mm-hmm.
We started on paper, and now we're running a great software program that helps us manage inventory and CRM and sales, and that's playing a really good role in how we organize now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. No, if you're having a 2 to 4x increase in a month, that is tough to respond to quickly.
I mean, I think it's even tough, let's say that in year 2, you were at 30 transactions, but in year 4, you're at 80 transactions, on average per month. That's a tough, it takes manpower to make that happen. So, and it takes a lot of organization, some optimization, organization, you got to put those things in place or you won't be able to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you do your excuse me? Do you do your best to predict your growth?
We set some targets based on history and our customer base, and I don't even know if that's really a goal, right? We don't necessarily set a number as the goal. We want to support as many companies as we can in their efficiency to procure the goods that are needed for them to do their jobs. I mean, our goal is to really help them be successful in what they're going to bid and do, right? And if we can show up and make them look good and give them all the tools they need to be successful, then we're winning, right? We're doing what we set out to do.
Right.
And I think the back piece of that is if you're doing that successfully and supporting these companies the way they need to be, then you're going to grow with them. You're going to move along with them.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So one of my mentors at GE, we would do growth plans. So it's volume of work, it's revenue, things like that. And then you have to match a headcount plan to it so that you knew when to hire and which roles to place at the right time. You would predict this, right? You project your growth and then your headcount, so you knew when to hire and what to hire for, and you put that in place. And it was always then about every 6 months, if you're growing aggressively, you're having to restructure the business. So org changes. And this mentor, if I needed to hire early, would like to point out, not according to plan.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead and fix your problem, but learn from your mistakes, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if it was too late, I thought you needed 2 more guys. You're not using them, so I'm going to take that off the books, right? It was the other way around. But, then it's, 9 months. I'm going, Andy, you didn't. It's like, you better solve your new problem.
Right. Right.
So I've been trying to do this with Altair, and we've been doing pretty darn good. Plenty of mistakes in hindsight. Mostly, I would say for the founders, just kind of thought we could do more than we can. But for the growth rate, it's not bad, but it's the business volume that is the toughest one.
Steady business volume.
Right.
Yeah.
And then matching that, week over week. And you're trying to match yours. I think I'm hearing month over month.
And ours is a little bit cyclical, right? The end of the year is typically different than the beginning of the year. Q2 is different than Q1. They're a little bit different in the way guys are prepping for things. Summer's different than winter in some cases, right?
Oh yeah.
So we're taking a look at that, but we're just at the stage, like I would say 2024, where we have some technology behind us to be able to start taking a look at that, right? And actually put some data together to say, all right, what did we do? Let's look at the months, put them together, and see what they look like.
Okay.
And see what growth looks like.
Okay.
So,
yeah. But you're
so hungry in the first few that you're just going after everything, right?
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you have to narrow the focus, right?
Yeah.
And have the specific goals. But anytime growing and scaling a business in general, it's a whole new challenge, right? It's like you need somebody that's waking up every day and thinking about this, or it's not going to happen.
That's right.
Right? It's just not.
You got to be doing what you're good at.
Yep.
Right.
You got to
have a passion for what you're doing, right? And that has to align with what you're good at. Mm-hmm. And it has to be somewhat profitable, or you can't do it, right?
Yeah.
Those three things have to come together really well.
And if you want, X next year, you better be putting in, KLM now.
That's
right.
Yeah.
ABC might be in the pocket, but you didn't have KLM. You got to get it there, right? In order to achieve X, somebody has to be putting these pieces in place. So, you just talk about growing and scaling, and big companies, they have extra people and departments for, growth and transformation, and they come up with fun buzzwords. But
somebody delivering a spreadsheet on if we do this, we need this to go along with it. They already know all that.
But somebody's got to wake up every day and think about it.
When you're growing and you're new and you're learning and focused on the industries that you're trying to serve, you you may not have all those pieces of that puzzle put together yet.
No.
So you're learning as you go. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for smaller companies, like us, it's usually people,
We-
I imagine yourself just wearing the extra hat.
And
Solving
my
for it.
team.
Everybody's
too.
behind it?
Yeah, everybody's behind it. I mean, I feel really good about the team and
Nice.
what they're doing, and everybody gives extra. They're not shy about working hard, and it's amazing. I got a great group of people.
You got a great team. I mean, I personally know 4 of you, I guess, out of the 7. Maybe I haven't met the other 3.
And and we hired quick in one of our new roles, and I just didn't. It just wasn't a comfortable fit. Great person. So the next time we did it, we took some notes out of some successful businesses, and we just took our time and we let it happen the way that it was supposed to, and it's working out really well. So great person on board.
Perfect.
He's going to do a great job. So.
Is recruiting working out okay? You're able to find the people you need when you need them, or
How's
that been?
I think there are people out there when we need them. We've done some searching. We had a difficult time finding somebody that wants to do the work that we're doing. Right, you're kind of wearing multiple hats at this stage. No matter what role you're in, somebody's got to receive and ship. Somebody's got to purchase goods. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to build toolkits the way that they need to be built. So it's tough to find somebody with the background and knowledge to understand what they're building and to figure out how to procure it the right way. You know what I mean? And put those together. But I think we found the right fit.
Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah.
And you're getting the right candidates to take a look at when you need it?
I think so. Yeah. We're going to do another look for a good salesman. We want somebody with some power generation experience, maybe even utility experience, oil and gas, and that'll be our new search.
And is that it's a lot of phone call, email, or is it it's windshield time and boots on the ground?
It's a little bit of a split, right?
Okay.
The positions really work from home, but I would expect somebody that really wants to be good at sales to go out and meet people, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be based on their effort, how successful they are in doing sales.
Mm-hmm.
And if they really want to sell, they really want to make some money, they got to get out and get after it.
Mm-hmm. Are you finding any useful tools with social medias or softwares or I don't know, even AI today that are helpful? Or
we probably need to get more engaged in social media. We're not that engaged in it. We've been just so focused on organizing and putting the right piece of the puzzle in place. But that's something that's missing for us that we got to put into play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Even company profiles, you really haven't done.
Yeah, we
much?
do. We do. Yeah, I mean,
bit.
from a salesman standpoint, yeah, we get in and we look and we read and we study what's going on and take a look that way. But we don't go on and do any kind of advertising and social posting really about what we do. And we probably need to do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been studying a lot for the last 2 years on sales, right? And then it's marketing, branding, all of these things, and it's like another job.
It is.
Right? Studying the market is kind of a part-time job, and I still have a passion for that too.
Yeah.
I still love that, but boy, that branding, marketing piece is it's too much work.
Yeah, I'm not educated in it. I learn about it all the time, and I read about it, and I read a ton of books on business and what I need to be putting in place, and then I just try to do some implementation.
Yeah,
and grow that way.
Right. I think the reading I've done in the education that I have so far in branding, marketing, I would say we're doing like 10 to 20% of what they say to do. Like if we did the rest of it,
true, that's far better. That's far better than what we're doing, I think.
I mean, you have to hire another human,
yeah,
to do what they're recommending today, based on, just society, right? When you look at the trends of society and where are people and how do they like to take in their information, visual, audible, printed. what time frames? Is it a moving target? It's
I have a great
so
guy,
much to
too.
study.
I have a great guy. So I'm going to introduce you to a guy. I'll do an introduction. That's what he specializes in, and we're getting ready to work with him on our social media.
Yeah, no,
He-
there's plenty of people out there. I've
he's
been reading
amazing.
their stuff, but I still say, well, you got to hire somebody to do it.
You
to,
do.
to meet the demand.
I'm bringing him in
Okay.
to work with us, and actually I'm bringing him in to work with us to teach our team.
Okay.
This is what you need to be doing when it comes to social posting and getting some brand awareness going on. And
Well, kudos, because we all have to stay, current with society and trends and culture, right? To
yeah, now
connect with folks.
and now you can get your name out there pretty quick on social media. I mean, a few videos here and there, and something trends and goes viral, and man, your name's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really my thing. I guess I don't know. I'm focused on other pieces, but I know it's important. It's
Yeah,
important. There's whole careers built around it now. It's pretty amazing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and they want to charge some outrageous kind of consulting fees,
Yeah, they do.
and I'm looking at it like, I don't know.
Where's the ROI?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you just got out of college. So
I got it.
we'll talk about that over dinner.
Talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's right. Your birth year starts with
funny.
a 2. I'm old. So I've been feeling old. I call it the Murtaugh. I got the Murtaugh effect. Do you remember?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking
I know what
about.
you're talking about.
I'm too old for this.
Lethal Weapon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Murtaugh effect.
I got to look up. How old was Murtaugh in Lethal Weapon 1? Because I think it was like 45.
Yeah.
And in the first one, he was like ready to retire.
he was out.
I'm done. He had a cake. Like, we're retired. I'm done.
They were celebrating.
No, I finally I turned that age and I went, oh, yeah, I understand Murtaugh now.
Man, I still feel good. I don't know. I'm blessed, I guess, but
Yeah.
I feel good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
It was 50.
He was 50?
50.
He was 50.
All right. I better. He was
You're not
50.
there yet.
Son of a gun.
He was ready. I'm not. I don't have.
I think
I don't have a
well,
retirement date. I can't see myself retiring.
Let's thank our friends over at Renew Safety, your proactive partner in safety solutions. With comprehensive safety consulting, ensuring compliance with all safety regulations and standards. Expert staffing solutions, providing trained safety professionals tailored to your project's needs. Commitment to sustainability, promoting a safe and sustainable working environment. Contact Renew Safety at info@renewsafety.com and speak to one of their industry experts about their proven track record for safety management on numerous projects. Or perhaps you're looking for construction safety staffing, contractor monitoring, incident investigation, or program development and training. Check out Renew Safety at renewsafety.com.
Well, actually, and I've been saying this a lot more. I've taken this term retirement out of my vocabulary. It's like 100-year-old society change to work to a certain age and then stop. It's never felt right to me, and as I'm 46 now, it just doesn't feel right. So I think about what I can do, sort of for the rest of my life. That would be appropriate and how many hours. But I know that I need passion, right? I need job satisfaction. I clearly don't need to be working 60, 70 hours a week forever, right? Or even 40. Maybe it's a 20-hour week job as I get older, but I can't stop. Retirement's not a thing.
I don't think it is for me either.
I don't like it.
I don't think it is for me either. I like I said, I can't see it in myself. I enjoy working.
Yeah.
I think I was made to do that.
Yeah.
Right? And I have to stop myself and go home with the sun up, or I'll just work. I'll just keep going.
Okay, we're aligned there. Here's the other this isn't like part of the podcast, I guess, but it needs to be, Remy. Here's the other fundamental problem I have with retirement as society talks about it today. So these folks get to, 60, 65 years old. So call it 65. Is that the average retirement age? And then they stop and just doing, golfing, fishing, what,
My-
playing chess, whatever their hobbies are. My hang up is that human has all of this knowledge gathered
potential.
and the knowledge transfer isn't happening.
Yeah.
So really fundamentally for society, I think retirement's a problem because it stops knowledge transfer. Those folks need to share with the rest of us that are still younger. We're included in that younger part.
Right?
Yeah.
For now.
What they know, right?
Yeah.
There's this, lifetime of wisdom, expertise, knowledge that needs to get transferred to the next generations. And with society, with retirement, the way that society has defined it and culture uses it today, that knowledge transfer stops.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I don't either. But my dad retired. He works harder now than I think when he worked.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always doing something. He can't sit still. I think I got it from him.
Okay.
'Cause he just works like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, think about it as we age. I think it's, as humans age, I think it should be our responsibility to push a knowledge transfer
Yeah.
so that when we go, things that we knew, it doesn't die with us.
I mean, there should be an entire portion of a career, right? As you get closer to that age where you're not wanting to work, let's just say as a mechanic, right? That you stay on board to guide others for the next 2, 3, 5 years to teach them and watch over what they're doing, almost as a teacher, right?
Yep. There you go. That's right. That
It
would
could
be a
be an
great
entire
example.
career. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're making those younger folks
And how many
better?
And how many industries can benefit from it? Electricians,
All of them.
plumbers, welders,
All of them.
right? It's getting to these industries too.
Anything that the robot can't take over, meaning the AI.
That's right.
The AI seems to be coming for a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I think it's going to come for a lot of jobs that people don't even realize it's coming for.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Yeah.
But somebody to frame a house, it's not going to be done by AI.
Oh, your electrician's still needed. Your mechanic's still needed. You bet. They're not coming for
They
your
might use it
jobs.
for advertising their business, but it's going to take people
As they should.
as they should. But it's going to take people to do those trades. So
Yeah.
they're going to be super valuable. I think those trades are going to go. I think the amount of money made in those trades is going to double,
Yeah. No, there's a
especially as AI takes over, right? Yeah.
And yeah, this whole phrase "takes over" always scares me. I continue to say I've never seen a movie with robots that ended well.
I haven't either.
So I'm not really sure where
And
we're
what
headed.
did somebody tell me the other
with
day?
this.
He says the AI is just going to crash the internet here pretty soon. Get ready. I'm like, phew, are you really thinking that way? I wasn't, but now
I use it every day.
I do too.
I mean, I've found ways to use AI that, has turned me into a small team of writing and, studies and proposals and documents. I'm with me and old Jarvis, we're like a whole team.
It's pretty interesting. I'm still learning it, but I like using it.
I use the heck out of it. Yeah. So there is great knowledge there, is my point. It's a good knowledge base for some things.
Yeah.
So quite often I find it's wrong, actually.
Yeah.
Quite often. Prepping contracts is one space. I'm good at that. I've just done a lot of years of it. Plus, I'm a visual learner, so I can almost see all the words in the pages after I've read it once.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask a question or I want to tweak something and I'll use it to help. Man, I would say 50-50. 50% of the time it's wrong. And I tell it it's wrong. And I say, how did you miss section 10.2? And it goes, oh, you're right. I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Things like that often. I'm like, okay, so it's, not great with studying, but it is good with like prepping. It gets you like part of the way there.
Yeah. It's been good for me. I use it for some pretty interesting things. So, I had a question presented to me not too long ago about standards and electrical standards, and I got in and typed in my question, and I got all of the electrical standards that I needed to know to answer that question, and it was super, super helpful.
Yeah.
And I actually ran them by the manufacturer, so I'm like, hey, here's what I read and here's how I understand it. Can you please, check me, make sure I'm right? And the manufacturer came back and said, yeah.
So if that's there, it's a great knowledge base. I think that's what I hope it is for society, and it doesn't turn into any movie I've ever seen because none of them end good.
No,
But other than that, right? Like I think the older folks are full of wisdom.
yeah,
You got to transfer that knowledge.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You keep teaching younger folks. Jacob, you probably used AI to ask how old Murtaugh was.
I didn't this time, but it's on Google.
Google is
using
yeah.
AI the entire
Yeah.
time nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
it's on almost every platform now.
Technically, it's-
Jacob's one of the couple of people in my life that really pushed me last year to get used to it and start
Yeah.
using it. And I'm very happy.
We're getting used to it.
Good tool.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a great tool.
It is. Takes a while to get used to.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So no retirement, right? Find a way to always have a purpose, give value, return it. I mean, you're probably getting advice from folks older than you on how to scale the business.
I am. Yeah.
And happy that they're there,
And
right?
happy they're there. They have great knowledge. They know things I don't.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're willing to share those with me is pretty amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
I got selected to be part of a business training group at the beginning
What's
of this
that like?
year. It was amazing. It was 11 weeks of sitting on a panel as a business owner and having different, very successful people come in and speak to you, ask you questions about your business, bounce things off of you to see what you understood about how you were growing. And some of those guys were super amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just amazing. One of the guys that speaks, and he writes a lot of books. I think he coaches the Walton family and the Ford family, and has a huge list of very successful companies that he goes in and works with still to this day to kind of coach them on scaling their business, keeping their mindset right, and even down to how to do a proper meeting.
Oh,
Right? How do you organize a proper meeting? It's got to be effective. It's got to be beneficial for the whole team that's there. And what are you expecting to get out of it? And do you know those things going in? Right.
very nice.
So I'm going to do a little bit of work again with him later this year, and just amazing people. So
Very cool.
really fortunate to get selected. I don't know how many applicants there were, but I was only one of 12 that got selected for it. So,
Congrats.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. So there you go. You're continuing to educate yourself outside of the business, right?
Yeah,
Separately so that you can continue to grow and scale.
that's right.
Man, kudos.
So
Kudos.
yeah, it's I think if you're passionate about what you're doing, you got to put some effort into it in a number of different ways, number of different avenues.
That's right.
We love what we do.
Yeah.
I love what we do. My team, I feel like they love what we do. So
If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
yeah,
No need to retire when you're not working.
that's right. There's no need to retire if you enjoy it. So,
Right? Nice and simple. What else? We hit a lot of stuff here. We hit current events, industry trends, little history, growing, scaling,
growing, scaling, working hard.
business updates, personal updates. Family's doing well. Well, we got a couple injuries to
Yeah.
repair, but otherwise, family's doing well, right?
Family's doing well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's happy and healthy, and
I'd love to see him back in Tehachapi. I miss our Thanksgivings.
I do too.
We had Thanksgivings together for a handful of years
We
there.
did. So maybe we'll put on the list this year.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least be able to come and visit. So
Yeah.
I think
or,
we're
or
gonna
any time, of course.
Yeah.
Anytime. All right.
Yeah.
Did we? Oh, I think we're doing good. Did I miss anything? No, we hit it,
I
didn't
think
we?
we hit it, man.
Well,
How
all
do you
right.
feel? Yeah.
I'm glad you're in town and looking forward to dinner and hanging out a little bit this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Take
Thanks
care.
for having me. All right.